Hello and welcome, Massive Brain Art Stream. I'm your cool guy host here, Massive Brain, here with another fantastic stream. Finally back on a Wednesday night. It's February 5th. It's been a chilly day today. Been going around at a 20-degree weather, but there's no snow. Apparently there might be snow tomorrow, or it might get colder tomorrow, but I'm good at surviving. I've been pretty decent tonight, kind of just getting the life stuff done over the week. Transition over to my art screen. And we're back to the background that I am working on 2 streams ago. I wanted to work on it last stream, but I basically got stuck. I basically just went back to work on the commission stuff, but I'm going to give adding bricks to this a priority, just so I can get myself to do some stuff that I promised last time. So I'm gonna spend maybe 30 minutes on this or something, maybe an hour. Depends on what I want to do. It's currently 8 p.m. Not gonna stay up too long because I do need to deal with work stuff. Oh yeah, might as well kind of just get to it. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop in some artwork. Be happy to check it out. And yeah, kind of just have a nice conversation about silly video game stuff and just life stuff. Oh yeah, my week's been pretty decent. A lot of day job stuff and a lot of just going to work and tackling little bits of there we are. It's red. That looks good. I just let that go a little. But yeah, what have I been up to for, I'd say, the past week? Not a significant. I've been doing work stuff for all of my notable, life situation with, dealing with car stuff. Going to the day job to drive people around. And overall, kind of just be living life in general. But, let's just see what kinds. Go for like this brick, like a like a very stranger brick pattern, and that should be a little better. And then, as I work on this side, I had the symmetry on, so that side's also getting worked on. Of course, I had my preview to kind of just catch me seeing if the paintings are gonna look good. It is what it is with that. But I'm mostly kind of just gonna futz about and kind of see what things that I can do overall. But yeah, back to, I suppose, chatting about life stuff. Been pretty decent in terms of what I've been doing for past day. I've been reading a bunch of books. I recently finished the Wings of Fire book a while ago. finished all 15 of them, though there's a bunch of spin-offs, but I'm still debating on whether or not to actually go through them or not. I probably won't, but you know, they're still out there if I'm chomping at the bit to find more stuff there. It's pretty alright. The third book is the third, I guess, arc of the series is pretty okay. Kind of felt like it wasn't as hard hitting as the second arc of the Wings of Fire, which is, I guess, the Jade Mountain Sea, whatever it's called. That's been pretty alright. It's a basic middle grade book about dragons, in case anyone wants to know what Wings of Fire is actually about, but that's about actual normal dragons. They're not like they're not anthropomorphic or fairy. They're, you know, they're normal ass dragons. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's pretty decent. It's like if you're a fan of I remember Warrior Cats was big back in, I guess, the early 2000s, stuff like that. But if you like, I guess, that genre of books, this is basically just in that vein of talking animals living their life in a talking animal society, so to speak. So yeah, it's been pretty decent overall. Kind of just enjoying it. I'm probably not as I probably am ignoring most of the mistakes of the writing, because I think I mostly read those books to get myself back into reading regular books in general. I've been lacking in reading in general, getting myself just mess about with you know, actually reading. I've been I guess stuck in a rut writing wise when it comes to getting actual writing done, so I figure, you know, you get good at writing by reading. So I read what's basically a children's novel, so to speak. I shouldn't dunk on that though, because, you know, it's, you know, reading is reading, even if it's perceivably immature. And honestly, it's not too immature. I mean, characters die, they hit each other, and blood, you know, blood spills, kind of stuff. Of course, you can be like a little shitheel and be like, this ain't your dad's novels, but it's like, even the Hardy Boys and Johnny Quest had stuff. Thanks for the follow, Sesven Brevels. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, you seem to have caught me from Blue Sky, so nice that you could join me on my little rambles of actually work on the video game that I've been talking a lot about. So far, it's been all right. I got a message from a friend telling me that they just found out that I was working on a video game, and it made me realize that I have not neglected Blackmask in general, and that could be, you know, that's an issue, and that's mostly my fault. I haven't done a lot to tell people about, you know, Cole's World and things like that. And most of that reason is I don't know as much about Cole's World as I'd like to say that I do. I'll let these shadows run. These shadows run because they're supposed to roll like this. So thank you very much. I do want to readjust the brick tiles because they're actually supposed to be more of like a cylinder altar, sort of. So I'm gonna rework these tiles down here. Yeah, so far so good. Kind of just tackling some little stuff like this, and I'm actually gonna do some little fancy desymmetry type stuff and just turn off the symmetry modifier and on it without the symmetry. That'll make it look much more interesting. Goes. But yeah, I've not talked as much about Blackmask as I'd like. And for those who are, I guess, coming to my stream for the first ever time or have never followed me at all, I'm currently working on a indie game, a Game Boy style game called Blackmask, and I'm teaming up with a programmer friend to work on it. It's a video game about a raccoon treasure hunter who tracks down magical artifacts and goes on adventures to make a little money for his little merchant shop and not be poor. So, you know, he encounters a bunch of wacky characters and, you know, mercenaries, alternate societies, and magical phenomena. And it's a game that we've been working on since 2020. And we're still trying to figure out how to get a demo playable. So, you know, whenever I hear from my programmer, he tells me what I'm doing, and then I just make it pretty, and I talk about the lore and stuff like that, because, you know, this game originally started out as a webcomic, and, you know, it's kind of just me working on pixel art that really was the catalyst to making this video game. Basically impressed my programmer with my pixel art enough that he wanted to try and get into an engine. And, you know, after a bit, I kind of like told him about what I was doing with this character, Cole. And, you know, long story short, it is the start of a game that you know, my programmer friend have been working on for the past, maybe it's now going on 2005. So yeah, 4 years, because I think we started around summer, like June or August or something like that. But yeah, kind of just tackling stuff like that. And what I'm currently working on right now is the actual, I guess, end of the demo, where, you know, it's the temple room where Cole will get the artifact that will grant him a new upgrade. At least that's how the game design is hopefully gonna go. That'll be an upgrade for, you know, some new powers and things like that, because he has the ability to use a sword, you know, jump around, climb walls, and he's able to turn invisible in the shadows using his enchanted coat. And the MacGuffin overall is what will show him the mystery of this enchanted coat. So that's gonna be what we're tackling as we get this down. So that's what you know, that's what I'm, you know, that's overall my pitch in general. So for everyone who's, you know, just seeing it right now, I am hard at work just getting this down. So we are planning on, you know, releasing this on Steam and things like that, and obviously Steam, GOG, and, you know, whatever other PC thing we're gonna release first, because it's easiest overall. And, you know, hopefully Switch, or I guess now the Switch 2, and you know, whatever consoles we can get on. Yeah, I love the Game Boy stack and all the character concept art. Yes, thank you. Yeah, this is a personal passion project of mine overall. And yeah, my programmer just ends up like getting wrapped up in my insane aesthetic of cool animal characters doing cool stuff. And, you know, that's kind of like one of those things where it's me kind of being things in mythology, and I'm like, man, that'd be really rad. Or seeing a cool D&D thing, I'm being like, let me see if I can't show my take on maybe a notable monster where I like anthropomorphize it and stuff like that. So yeah, just one of those things that it's me figuring things out as I go. And I guess the current task that I'm doing is figuring out some writing stuff, kind of like trying to tighten down the story and figure out the narrative, like why Cole does what he does beyond make lots and lots of money in order to stop being poor and getting screwed over by all the other animals. Yeah, that's one of those things. It's a lot of stuff that I'm doing as I go. And the Game Boy aesthetic originally started out with because I was initially learning pixel art overall, because my first pixel art stuff was just in Game Boy, because Game Boy is just all tones. You only have green, black, light green, white, and those are your tones, and that's pretty easy for a person who draws a lot in pen and ink and stuff like that. So I ended up just adhering to pixel art pretty easily through that, and then of course I ended up getting better at pixel art in general, because I ended up kind of just getting doing more pixel art, and as you do more pixel art, you just get betterer and betterer. These bricks look all right. I like going off of this brick pattern. It's difficult to make bricks interesting looking, but then again, bricks probably shouldn't be, taking up the background too much. But this is supposed to be a big set piece, so trying to kind of get this looking good, or at least looking decent enough to justify the monochrome of it. I've been debating with myself of whether or not to put the game in color, because we have a build, and it's mostly for my programmer, where the game is in color. And for the past few streams that I've showed the Unity demo build, it shows a bunch of the it shows it in color, but I overall don't want it to be in color if I can help it. But if it's kind of tough, because does your programmer do gameplay design? Gotta go through a game design doc. We both discuss it together, and I drop in big ideas, and we agree on these ideas of what we want to do. And I wrote a game design doc of just features that I'd like to incorporate, and we did agree on the game being a stealth game, a 2D stealth action game. So the best way I can probably explain it is 2D Metal Gear. It's just Metal Gear as a platformer, even though I've never played Metal Gear, so I understand super basic stealth mechanics, but I try not to I try to at least make myself familiar with the needs of stealth games and stuff like that. And one thing that I do want to try to encourage with that is see if I can encourage that sense of movement. So I guess the best way I can say it is if you get caught, obviously it's not over. You can always run away and hide and stuff like that, but while you're running, I kind of want to have like a sense of momentum where it's exciting to be chased and stuff like that. And you're able to do some cool parkour to avoid enemies and things like that. Enemies will have their own abilities to navigate the environment, where you have things like you'll be able to climb walls, but then cats can climb after you. Dogs have the ability to smell your scent and then track down the last locations that you've been in order to, track it down by your trail. wolves will have cooperative abilities. Most of that stuff is still not in any build because right now my programmer is mostly just working on getting the enemies to actually move in a set path right now. At least that's the thing that he's been telling me for in the past few years. He works a regular job, so you know he's away a lot. So I've kind of just left to my own devices overall. You know, I messaged him with his stuff, and I kind of just asked, "Okay, how are we doing?" I do wonder whether or not we're kind of overscoped, and or maybe we should just make a regular 2D platform just to have something released. This brick looks good enough. Yeah, I could have like a yeah, it's probably me like over detailing it too much because there's supposed to be a thing between here. But honestly, if anything, I could probably leave this blank and just establish that the item's right here with a little distraction. But I won't delete it just yet. I'll probably these bricks are in separate layers though. Basically, you know, if I decide to, it can just be on good go to this spot, X, make a new layer, boom, and then just decide on the probably like middle brick, and then make a group so I don't forget that they're both a giant set. So background bricks. Great Dithering. I struggle with that. Oh yeah. One thing that helps a lot is making a dithering brush. So my shortcut key is R, but basically what this does is what does it do again? So this this brush type feature, if you type this, you'll have different types of brush types. And right here is where you can save different brush types here. So let me see if I can like blank this out so everyone can see clear. If you take like a black pixel art pattern, boom. Yeah. Come on, give me an active layer here. Okay, so I made a basic grid, 2-grid thing, where 2-pixel thing, where that's the pattern that will automatically make this dither. And all I use is this, and then I select this. Then I select the grid pattern. I will press Shift B if I remember right. Yeah, Shift B is what it is. Or no, Control B. It's Control B. And when I press Control B, it will make a whole new brush here. And it will make a new brush right here. It will be, you know, a new brush preset. And whenever I paint with this brush, it will make a dither pattern like this. And you can use other dither patterns, and to get away from this brush mode, you press Escape, and you'll just go back to your regular painted brush. And, you know, you can do this with practically any pattern. You could do it like little stick figures, and you select this, select the entire thing, press Control B, it makes this pattern specifically. It could rework it to be pattern aligned to source, pattern aligned to destination, make it a paint brush so it's just this, but it paints in that pattern like any other brush. So this is basically my big workhorse brush right here, and I basically found a YouTube tutorial that kind of just goes through dithering overall. I could probably just drop a link to that dithering tutorial. I believe it's called let's see, dithering tutorial, dither brush. Dithering Aseprite. There it is, MortMort's dither brush. So yeah, let me share a link here. Pretty nice. And yeah, MortMort is pretty nice because you know, he has really good tutorials. Plus, you know, he used to be a Minecraft, or he probably still is in Minecraft. You know, he's a notable indie dev. He's one of the larger pixel artists in general, and he basically talks about making this type of dither brush here. I actually used to have a larger set of these brushes, and then I think the one tough thing is that if you want to overwrite a brush, you need to set it like to save brush here. So if you want to do, say, a more single dither brush, or like a dither brush that's like this, Alt B, and he made a more single dot dither brush right here. Yeah, it would say right there. When I don't want to do that, yeah. See Alt B, and then it's gonna delete you, and I'll make a whole new brush here. And there are some other ways of there are some other types of patterns. Let's see. I'll just make a whole new brush all over this. And there is other dither type, if I remember right. Remember right? It'd be like I think that works. If I got this right, this should make a if I got this right, this should make another pattern here. Alt B. Good. Makes another pattern. So, you know, you can do this with any brush setup here. Yeah, you have 5 hours in Aseprite, but mostly use the basic tools. And honestly, it's doable. The more you learn about Aseprite, the more like the little tricks and, you know, little tips and tricks you'll learn of the Sprite program. Honestly, I could just delete this. And, you know, a lot of just learning pixel art for me has been looking at existing video games and how they tackle their pixel art thing. This one is this one's kind of an odd thing. Also finding pre-made pixel art patterns, stuff like that. So one interesting thing with this is in Aseprite, I found other gradient tools or other gradient patterns. So by default, Aseprite has like, I believe, 4 dither gradients. So I think up to Bayer Matrix 88. And outside it, let's get review and make a new layer here. So this one's, you know, usually the default dither pixel, and honestly, I feel like this is probably just the best possible dithering gradient fill. Like it's the least offensive, or at least the least I personally think it's the least offensive pattern. Like I managed to find extra gradient fills where you'll make other gradients. Like there's this Among Us gradient and it totally sucks. Never use this one ever. Now, there's another bunch of Among Us things that suck. There's a cat one that's pretty nice. Probably won't. I can't think of any good uses for these cat ones, but whatever is really good. This one's pretty decent. It's just I can never think of a good one to use for. I think the ones that I use the most are is this one is a more of a square line dither, and I use a lot of these line dithers a lot too. This one has a nice it gets a nice scan liney-esque line. So these bottom ones are probably my favorite ones. And let me see if I can't link. Now the horizontal ones are pretty alright. I think if you're doing something like a PC88. Oh, 5,000 hours. Oh wow. Oh wow. I think I've been doing Aseprite way less than you then. Sorry to distract from your work showing off the tools. But yeah, if you're looking for alternate gradient brushes, I usually go on itch.io for new gradient brushes. Let me see if I can't find the one I use. Let's see. Aseprite gradients. Where is it? Oh, I think I know what's up. Right, different gradient. There's another one that was like, it gave you new scripts or something like that. There's like a whole new pattern build thing. This the one? There it is. That's called the JJHaggar Dithering Matrices. And right now I only have like a link to this guy, but let me see if I can just link his forum post, so I'm not directly linking a zip file specifically. But I found this person and he basically built a script for making a bunch of different dithering styles. A more like direct link called Bucket. So that's what I worked with when it comes to making new dither brushes, and that's basically how I get many of my dithering patterns really fast. So I'm able to just crank out fast dithers just no problem due to this kind of stuff. So let me the lighting is still something that I'm pondering with this. Like it's a decent pattern, but it's also clashes and makes these pillars disappear. I will probably rework this. Let's rework the lighting. This ain't named background brick. There, alright. And I could probably like hide this. But yes, let's get back to tackling this. And one real nice thing about starting on black, when you're another fast tip that I will say with creating new dither brushes is when you start your brush on a black color, you know, like a complete all black, no color, anything, you'll be able to change that black to anything, any other color. So it works like other it works on other like other brushes. If you've ever seen, you know, working with Clip Studio brushes and things like that, it's really nice with that. So I'm pretty happy with what I've been doing in terms of all the cool tricks that I'm teaching myself as I understand what Aseprite is. Other techniques I'd say is just a good basic understanding of tones and crap, I didn't turn on my symmetry. Need to get rid of this so I can just have the symmetrical. Okay, so I never need to worry about messing this up. I like using this dither brush overall. Like, I really like just this nice sense of just giving me some really fast pixel tones. I never had to worry about just hand dithering every little thing. It's kind of funny because I guess there was some slight, and I wouldn't say discourse, but sort of is a weird discourse where many people don't use dithering, and that confused me because I sometimes think I overuse dithering, like I use dithering as a crutch sometimes. So it's kind of interesting that a lot of people don't use dithering as much as I assumed. That was just one of those things where you think you're doing something wrong, but no, you're actually doing everything right overall. So I'm pretty happy with what I've been doing in terms of just knocking out these cool ideas for art in general. So boom. I think the only other thing that I kind of just silly fret about is not doing my pixel art so fast, because I feel like a slow tortoise when it comes to a lot of my pixel art stuff, especially when it comes to doing it. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the black's not absolutely perfect. Of course, this is supposed to be in shadow overall. Or maybe I'll just get rid of this. This is overall redundant, I'd say. And I could probably get rid of a bit of this border line here. And it looks like it's in shadow a bit more. I may just get rid of the closer lines too. Closer lines. Get this to stand out more. That should be much better. Yeah. It's difficult to deal with Twitch sometimes, but yeah, see you later. Yeah, I upload my streams on YouTube, so if you're watching me and you want to just follow my streams, I archive my streams on YouTube. It's kind of odd. I don't know why I don't stream on YouTube, because I used to stream on YouTube. Like, I used to do a simul stream where use the program Restream to do like a dual stream both on YouTube and Twitch. And I also used to stream on Periscope, like back in the day. Twitter used to own this program, or at least this I don't know, this what would you call it, streaming service? Yeah, they would own this would own this website called Periscope, and it was basically for live streaming, like mobile and stuff like that. And Periscope was, one of those things that kind of like did, I guess, Instagram Live before Instagram. And, Twitter overall fumbled bag with Periscope, with a million other things as well before us fucked things up in general. And this will up. Should I dump this? I should probably. Caterpillars. It's kind of tough because. Wait, no. I could select this. No, I'll do. Select you. Get rid of this. Use the fill tool to kind of just get rid of these, and then black background should be correct. There we are. Everything's now kind of just much more solid. I could probably make this another separate thing, because these are the top bricks. I just XU, make you your own layer here. All you maybe ceiling bricks. And let's see, because I don't want to completely. Let's start it. Let's see if I can add like another bit of brush with this. I call you ceiling brush 2. And one thing that I do like about working monochrome is that you end up learning to do blends much easier than if you start with colors overall. Or at least that's my opinion. Because 1-bit pixel art's a very underrated style. Like my people will think of the Apple II, or actually I think that's about it with like the Apple II. If you're playing games like the Mac version of Deja Vu, or what's it called? Maybe like the first Mac Blaster and stuff like that. Things on the Commodore 64, whichever. And a lot of people aren't really gonna think about those old games because, like, why would they? They're old. No one plays them. But because of because they're able to make cool tones through simply just 2 colors. So it's just like inking, where you're using hatching to simulate the concept of grades without using gray washes and stuff like that. And another thing that kind of like showed me how to tackle 1-bit art, and this is more than just looking at other Game Boy stuff, is I forget Okay, so there's this artist called Blind Cherub, and he basically made a bunch of straightforward, I guess, 1-bit tips where it's like materials and dithering stuff like that. Kind of just shows ways of how you could render different materials just 2 colors, basically. So this is basically like black and white. That's about it. And you know, it's hard, but it gets easier because you know, you're just working with values. You don't have to worry about colors. You don't have to worry about, you know, saturation, blending so much, or even like palette limps, because you just have the paper and the pen, basically. Or at least that's my mindset when I think of how to tackle monochrome. So think of the white as, you know, painting white ink on black paper. Like I own a it's funny. I have a notebook. Not like oh. So at Blick got a black notebook paper here, and it's pretty rad. You know, you draw on black paper, and you'll use something like maybe a white colored pencil or white ink to draw on this. Do I have any drawings on this? Bigger drawing. Able to show this work. So one that I use right here is you know, some figure drawing stuff. And you're using the white paper to, you know, you're using, I believe this is I think white wax pastels or something like that. And it was mostly me experimenting with using, you know, a completely different media with this. So you know, tackling this stuff is pretty interesting. Did a bunch of figure stuff like that. Can't show most of these on Twitch because Twitch is really big on like artistic nudity. I probably should like stream on Picard or someplace that would actually allow this, but it's like I also don't draw nudes that often. I think ever since the plague hit, I used to go to a figure drawing class and kind of just keep myself sharp, and also just meet up with, you know, local artists and kind of just chat with them. And that kind of just fell off because obviously the plague put a damper on just actually meeting up and things like that. And of course, you know, my the coordinator person, you know, he couldn't arrange times for the models to meet. He couldn't afford to keep them paid if we're not even gonna show up. So we kind of just shut down doing that. And for the longest time, I just didn't have, you know, this didn't like come back in general. And that's kind of just how that goes. I used to like do figure drawing, and it was not just, you know, simple art improvement stuff. It was me kind of just socializing, getting out of my house for once in my life. So that's kind of just how that goes with that. I didn't want to try to figure draw again, like at another time or date and things like that. It is what it is with that, though. So yeah, maybe one day when I'm not as busy, I'll rent out models myself. Still live at home, so don't really have the space. Oops, and I'll just leave that because no one's actually gonna look in this. Oh, can I do this? Maybe. No, I can't. What's this? This'll work. There we are. Looks pretty decent. Things like that. Just get a little bit of this. Let's see if I can't erase what's not helpful. The symmetry is not perfect. It does look, like gritty brick. So escape view and erase edges to kind of just nudge this away from stuff like this. Just add a little bit of to these, kind of just frick this up a bit. Heyo. Yeah, thanks for the lurk. Yeah, and kind of just tackling some actual game development stuff. Just little mini means of just working on game making. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and dropping me a lurk. Enjoy some NES tunes as I wonder how I will make these brick patterns work. I feel like I've kind of just been overdoing this too much. I feel like keeping these as lines will at least not, one, it will take attention away from this because overall it needs to not attract as much attention. It's gonna get rid of these little aspects. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely mind blown that they're making a new Ninja Gaiden. I think I mentioned this last stream that they're making a new Ninja Gaiden. They're making both a 3D Ninja Gaiden and a 2D Ninja Gaiden, which is incredible. I never thought that they would actually make them both, because I always just assumed 3D's the new hottest. Nobody gave a crap about the NES and things like that. So, to my surprise, Ninja Gaiden lives. It's still gonna be just as hard because the 3D Ninja Gaidens were damn hard too. So, those things. Probably should play it. They did re-release what's it, Sigma 2. Like they had I think they have all the Ninja Gaiden games. PC, early Steam. Work. Have something. I do want the light up. Yep. I want to have a different dither separate. Looking my preview a little harder with this. Just do it more on an individual basis. That's gonna yield better results overall. Dither at the top, give tiny bits of flavor. Add this a bit more. Looking good. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I'm in a better mood doing this stream compared to today, I guess. I think it's because I took a bunch of energy drinks before I started streaming, which is both good and bad. Like, obviously, I'm gonna not be able to sleep. I gotta wake up early in the morning, deal with work stuff. But it is what it is. That go here. Looks good without being intrusive. Ceiling brick. Bada boom. Save. Go ahead. Ceiling bricks. It's good. Wheel brick could be one of those things where you keep it or not keep it, because it will really depend on how well the is going to look. Overall, that space is going to be the item where the item's supposed to be. Down here. Then, of course, he jumps, gets the thing. Now, he gets cool stuff and cool powers. But, of course, you know, we'll probably like obscure it too much, so leave that. Whichever works. I mean, the pillars look good in general. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Control S. Save U. It's currently 850. Still debate on whether or not to keep the lighting. Do need to rework it, because I think the way how lighting is actually working is this is actually a fill tool. Like this, but it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be more transition. Maybe if I do on this. Do something like that. But this. Select you. Use this gradient to kind of just rework maybe the lighting like this. Maybe work more like this. Build this, and it sort of looks good. There's the gradient like this. Yeah, I don't know why I can't just do a simple dither gradient. Sort of works, but sort of don't. Yeah, because whenever I use it as an index, it turns it white, which is not what I want. I don't know why it does that. Oh. I could use this. Yeah. Basic pedals then. Oh, that's why. Tackles everything but this. Honestly, I'll leave it like that. There's still a bit of a pattern here. I would get rid of this. But there's still this brick pattern that interferes with gradient here. I'll figure that out some other time. Right now, working with this is probably the most immediate thing. Should I work on tiles? This is a straightforward brick tile here. So one thing that's really nice about Aseprite is that you just make new bricks. Wow. You make whole new bricks, and it's pretty rad. So that's pretty cool with that. Let's see. Ebony, I guess, pillar style. Now these warrior lane pipes could work. You know what? Let's get the grid shown here. What I can do here, make a basic tile pattern here. By 2 perhaps. Fill that with whites. And brick here. establish that the gradient's going in, maybe. We may kind of just put this a little further up, kind of just establish. Oh. Going inner and inner. I could even this out a little later. I could make duplicate tiles. But for now, this to a tile, man. And okay. I was like, where's the oh, that's not okay. So this will look pretty nice with this. Then you'll just have a good, nice basic gradient. Of course, you can fill this pattern. This background. You can still see looks. Round. I think I'm hitting a stride now. So this, I can just do things like this. Fill this with a typical fill. And likely this has jumping off. What in the world? The brick tile's not. Did I accidentally move the bricks? Yes, I did. Probably did. New. Yeah, because one thing that's a little tough is can move this grid around and get it out of alignment to the typical yeah. I was right. This is wrong. Yeah, leave it to me to basically gaslight myself. It's supposed to be a round pillar. You're probably asking why don't I just alter the bricks. And to that I say, I guess I just want something to sketch at first. Let's make a actual That could work. Tiles, existing tiles, but don't create new ones. That's what I'm looking for. So, what I want to do is make a basic altar where sort of rounded bricks that kind of shapes. Roundish bricks here to get rounder. And honestly, I could probably just get rid of it because what I want to do basically this. We're bringing a symmetry here, boys. So look at this. Ew. Strange. Okay. Starting to make more sense. This is mostly a regular. Okay. Anything I do on this brick will be altered on this brick. Difficult to really make a good, interesting looking pattern. Do what I can with this. Work with one side, how does it work with the other side? Is it good? I can do some snazzy stuff here. Hope to something more different sometimes, but it is looking like bricks in general. Difficult to render brick overall because there's only so much you can do to make bricks interesting looking. And I'll put a little outline here to kind of just say, hey, can't stand on this. It's an art direction thing that I basically decided to establish early on is whatever is actually interactable will have a black outline. So all enemies, all stage things that need to be worked with, so like, you know, puzzle pieces, platforms, they'll have a black outline over them, so, you know, the player will know, hey, you can actually walk on this. So that's what I'm trying to show off with that. One thing that's really nice is whatever instance of a thing shows up on this will show up on any other instance this shows up on, so will corners and tops will just be to the ground. There. I don't like that everything's to the side. I think it was a mistake to make a 2-brick type thing. Yeah, like makes it look like it's incorrect. But this should work. Fading to shadow. Because you're only working with 3 colors, it's going to be difficult to how to make these shadows dark enough. It looks like it's falling off into the yeah, it's kind of like push the shadows. I think this is the winged portion of this pixel art where I'm kind of like, I can't figure out like if this is gonna look good until I just draw the damn thing, and if it looks good, it looks good. If it doesn't look good, I rework it. I work on it until it actually starts looking good. Sometimes pixel art can be like that, where you don't know if it's even making it look good because you don't even know how you can work patterns in this way. I'm actually starting to notice this starting to deviate further and further from the ring. I should start again. It's entirely possible that all the grids are actually just incorrect. I know that hole doesn't actually perfectly fit into the 16 by 16 grid pattern. Honestly, most of what I've done so far absolutely does not fit into the grid system. Convert them all to layers. Shit. I'll admit backgrounds aren't my strong suit in general. It's one thing that I do need to just get myself just finally admit is backgrounds are just not my strong suit. Like I just need to deal with that as I see fit. This is going to be a tile. Basic. I think starting to make sense. Oh. Okay. If I'm right. This tower stream. Should at least make it look like it ain't as convincing. Well, let's see if we can't just start making bricks, huh? I think one thing that's kind of just confusing me is the lighting. Yeah. Maybe this ain't working. Should just take my eyes away from this. May have just done it now. It's currently 9:20. I know I did probably like waste a bit of time yapping, but honestly, I did make progress, even if a lot of backwards progress. I mean, I'll see whether ways I can like tackle this. It's not bad. It's just a matter of reworking some stuff, or at least work with stuff. One thing that's really nice is that this could even convert to a seamless horizontal axis, so it could go as far as it wants. Go as far with with a nice background loop. This is supposed to be an actual end piece. You're supposed to just stick around here and then, collect the item and go. With, whichever. It's still a work in progress. I'll figure out how that goes as I go. But overall, I'm feeling real sleepy. The energy drink isn't as strong as I'd like for it, but honestly, it ain't too bad. I'm pretty happy with what I've done so far. Really nice gradient pattern. So, pretty happy with what I've done so far. Control S. Work with the bricks in a better way. Kind of like see if I can't make a better pattern. Maybe I'll stop by Low Specs Discord, ask for tips. But yeah, I think I'll just wrap the stream for now. Again, I save my streams on YouTube. I do lightly edit them to get rid of commercial breaks or long intros and things like that to kind of get a nice, straightforward stream. So, thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you next time. Good night.